what's up, everybody in 3017, right? Okay. Only one in 3017, man. Stop it. I've been racing to the bag. Okay. Designer on me with the tags. Louis bag full of racks. Okay. You know I'm not the one to cap. I swear. I start the wave like Splash. I swear. You ride the wave Six Flags. Ride it. Niggas tried to steal the flow. Phony. So I stole it right back. Facts. I've been racing to the bag. Designer on me with the tags. Louis bag full of racks. You know I'm not the one to cap. I swear. I start the wave like Splash. I swear. You ride the wave Six Flags. Ride it. Niggas tried to steal the flow. Phony. So I stole it right back. Facts. I've been racing to the bag.
Oh, that's loud. Okay, guys. So we're back at it. Oh yeah, once more. For more of the solo quest, it's the Koopa. And today we got a good one. Because today we're gonna be starting beginning at the end for good old version 2. During this, we're gonna go back to our good old first dungeon, Cavern of Creation, in the True Ethin, and then we're gonna go to the Eternal Passage. And during this, I'm gonna talk to you about the Eternal Passage of life. You know, like of what the world is, and of that life, we're gonna go to one of the main things that really depresses people about just life in general. It's the darkest of darks, the lowest of lows. We're talking about the Dark Triad today. The Dark Triad of basically things that are in all of us, in some ways. They reside in every human, I think, in some ways, some methods, right? But this right here is mostly going to focus on the aspect of creation and the mind, and just what people are, generally move towards, gravitate towards in their lives and whatnot, because there are a couple of factors that lead us on our paths, and I feel like it's the how much of any of these you really have in you, what aspect of them you have in you. And this is what women are generally attracted to, which can depress some guys. It did depress me a lot when I first found it, and it still does depress me to a certain extent. But it's just like the world is generally a sad place, and you can't help what you're attracted to. You can't stop your nature, just the female nature. So don't get mad at it. This is just generally what we're pulled towards. We all have a choice, though. Like, that's the beautiful thing about America, and that's the beautiful thing about humans in general. Is we all have that choice to do evil, and you have to respect and love the people that decide to not do evil to you. And that's all you can do, baby. But in general, I want to start off with this concept that I got from the Dadvocate, which is really insightful, and I really love to think about when I go over things like this at the beginning. Is just how we are all set up, because we all have our general statistics and what we have in our heads, and how our environment raises us, but society in general, right? I want to talk about the storyline that we're all kind of fed, so in general, as a guy, you are told your worth in life, your social status, your SMV, sexual marketplace value, is generally based on your income or what value you provide to the world. And as women, you are taught that your SMV, your sexual marketplace value, is brought onto you by generally like your emotional bandwidth, like how much bullshit you can take, how measured you are in your emotions, how calculated you are, how much of a mediator basically you are, and good at cleaning things up. More as like a problem solver, a problem mediator than really like an actual value, person making the things happen, right? Okay, so that's how we generally gain our values and our wants and needs, right? So it's natural to think that through this, the guys are generally going to be driven to cause more problems, and the girls are generally going to be driven to solve those problems. And so that's where the Dark Triad comes in, because the guys that are good and don't really focus on money and focus on the girls instead, they aren't trying to do these evil things because they don't have no desire in their hearts to gain money, and that's generally why you need to do these evil things if you want money, or a lot of women, because a lot of women, they become currency when there are too many of them, basically. One of them is basically currency, if you want to look at it that way. But when you just have one, it's more of like a commodity in itself than, a bunch of little things running around, a bunch of little tadpoles on the floor. But anyways, The Dark Triad. I've stumbled around this topic for long enough. We're gonna go to the Cavern of Creation as well here. Go ahead and start this dungeon. You actually don't have to complete it. We're just fighting some enemies in here all the way at the end. So yeah. The Dark Triad is three specific traits in people that carry out in different ways, but these are the three main general things, main general gist of them. I'll go over the first one here. Is Machiavellism. I believe that's how you say that. Machiavellism. I might put it up on the screen for you guys. That is what the person that will say or do anything to get what they want. You know, so just having no morals, essentially. You know, extending your morals to where you want them to go. And I feel like I lean the most into this one. If I had to say which one of these I'm generally the most of, but yeah, Machiavellism. Because honestly, when I'm generally talking to people who are free, who are lost souls, who really don't care about anything, I'm also one of those people, except I'm just not a lost soul now. So if I feel like I can lie to you to get something out of you, or to avoid you more, or do whatever, it's not necessarily what I believe, or if I have an opinion that's really, really strong and powerful and it's against what you believe, I will intentionally hold that back to save face, to not have an argument, to have an easier conversation with this individual. And I generally don't like to say my opinions because I, for some reason, inherently think they're dumb. I inherently think, you know what, not smart enough, not a measured enough opinion, and I bit my tongue while I was saying that just to sort of really hammer in the point that is stupid. That people love my opinions. I mean, why am I on this mic talking if I don't really believe that somewhere deep down? But yeah, constantly convince myself of that I don't have valuable opinions, and it's like, why? Like, what makes you think? What makes you think that you even have the power? If you think your opinions aren't valuable, then that opinion ain't valuable. You fucking idiot. But Machiavellism, I'm very for that. I'm very for that. Not necessarily in a good way that aids me always. Sometimes I'm like, I'm gonna not try and get ahead by stating my opinion instead. But I have no problem going against my morals, which is very bad. It leads me to not really stand up for myself in the workplace, in friendships. Because I just don't care. Like, I feel like my values don't matter to me or anyone else. Well, of course, anyone else, they don't matter to me, but The next trait, you all know this one. It's narcissism. It's narcissism. Yes, it's narcissism. Narcissism. That's the all about me. And this kind of sounds like Machiavellism a little bit. But it's different in the way that it extends to more things. So instead of you only changing your opinions, you literally only do things to serve the self. Like you don't do self-serving things for other people at all. And I'd say I'm like this to a certain extent, but I feel like I've had to lean way more into it in this recent journey, this solo quest. Because I care too much. I'm one of those idiots that you tell me a problem and I will think about it all day on how to help you. I may not text you, but I will be wondering. I will be praying. And that's the thing. Like it's so annoying to me that people will just casually throw out their problems in order to sometimes when you say a problem it kind of feels like you're solving it, right? But people will casually throw out the problems to people like me and just want me to latch on and just basically do all the work for them. And I've found people like that, and it's really hard to see people like that when you're in it and you're constantly doing that. Because they're gonna be so grateful, so on you. It's gonna feel like it's a good transactional relationship when you realize they're just kind of giving you air and coal, and you're giving them gold. And it's like, what are we doing here? I'm not even hanging out with you. We're not dating. We're barely coworkers. And that's the thing. You can't really just treat people that you're around a lot like they're giving you something, because I have that love language of spending time with someone. So if I'm spending a lot of time with you, that's going to translate into actual love, actual relationship time, actual like trust, when in reality it could be anything. It could be anything. And that's the horrible thing about life nowadays. There's just a lot more evil, so it's a lot easier to get like one person in your ear whispering something about one person, and then suddenly the whole relationship is fucked. Because you have that one little inkling of them, and it's in the back of your mind. You're not telling them, and they're not telling you, obviously, because they don't know what you heard. But that's gonna bake everything, you know, and it doesn't matter what they do really, because you know that little seed is growing and growing and growing. Because there's no communication, it's just gonna keep growing and growing and growing. And I don't want to like intrinsically, like I said before a couple episodes ago, I don't want to intrinsically have this long ass, drawn out conversation about feelings with everyone I know. I want to do that with one person for the rest of my life, forever. Problem is nowadays, nobody wants that. There's so many good things out there. And I agree, there are so many good things out there. I don't want them. I'm good. Like, I'm fine. I'm chill with it. Like, the thing is, I've seen so much of the world that I know inherently that it's not all for me, and then I know locking in to what I really want to do will inherently help me more. I just skipped the rest of that bullshit. We don't need to go through the whole cavern of creation, guys. Let's be real. And yeah, we already fought the guys, but these are the guys we need to fight. That's why there's no thing over it now, because I started the video too late. But who cares, really? Who cares, really? And that's gonna lead into our last one here. Our last dark triad trait is the psychopathy. Psychopathy. What does that mean? Because we've all heard that. You're a psycho. You're a psychopath. I'm pretty sure that's the name of a couple games or whatever. You know, a couple of classes or whatever, right? Psycho is a lack of remorse, lack of empathy, you know? Which is what makes this dark triad so crazy powerful. Because you think about that. Like, you'll say or do anything you want to get what you want. It's all about me, and you have no empathy. That's like every rich person ever. Essentially, right? And that's why the dark triad is so powerful. Women would rather ignore you. Women would rather you ignore them than to give you all of their attention. So that's where the narcissism comes in, you know? So it's like a whole thing of being yourself, not caring, and then just saying what you want to get them in the bed. You know what I'm saying? And this is gonna be so controversial when I say this, which is good because I have 0 views. And nobody's gonna watch this or listen to this. But yeah, women have this thing in them with the whole Machiavellianism thing that they just want to be taken advantage of. They want to be, you know, coerced or forcefully put in the situation of to fuck or not to fuck. Not necessarily they want to be raped, but you know they do want to be raped. They want to be forced into there. They want to be forced into the played hand, into the hat trick of it's like, well, you fuck me now. Just because that gives them power. Like, even the girls that don't want it from the guy want that, like, situation where they have that power to at least just reject them. But, you know, a lot of guys don't take rejection well, and then that's where the whole rape thing happens. But see, you see, the women do want to be put in that situation. Like, not in an alleyway with your arm around their fucking neck around her, you know, casually. You know, everybody wants to be put in that situation of will I or won't they? You know what I'm saying? Because that's a lot of power. And that's all anybody wants is just a little string, a little power, a little firepower. That's all we want, baby. That's all we want. And for some reason, people don't realize that, yeah, the power will truly destroy you. It will, truly. It's going to come down to, you know, you or the pow. You can pretty much clearly tell who's going to be it, who's going to be the one, who's going to fall first. Because that's the way the world works. That's the way the world works. It's very ugly. It's very annoying. It's very frustrating. But, you gotta work with these parameters, you know? You have to really, really get down on your communication skills, guys. Because I feel like that's the main problem with us fellas. Like, we don't communicate well, or at least for me. And we don't want to work on ourselves. And that combo is just never gonna work for you. You gotta do at least one or the other. I mean, like, seriously. Because if you work on yourself and you're constantly getting better, then, you know, the girl's going to be attached to you, and or you know, she might just leave you for someone else who has more. But, you know, coming forward with just pure vulnerable love is something that a lot of guys don't do anymore, because we're scared, you know. We all think it's going to kill us, you know. And I think, hey man, I have almost died from doing that. You know, it will fail a lot when you do that. But that is generally how you get there. You know, it's just being vulnerable about your feelings and communicating them. And it hurts. It hurts to be the bigger man, like literally every time. But you have to realize, man, once you grow in yourself, you are the bigger man at pretty much every time. Like you have to think of these tactics and play the whole game. Even though we all hate the game, like even girls that hate the game play the game. Even guys that hate the game play the game. We're all doing just different tactics. Like everybody's got to play this MMO. We all didn't realize it was an MMO until Tinder released, and then Tinder put a fucking game literally around it, and we're like, holy shit, this is an MMO. Holy shit. But yeah, the Dark Triad will get you there. It's just, I don't recommend it if it's not you. If it is you, you probably don't need my help. You're probably good. On this fact, I appreciate you watching the video, Mr. Dark Triad, Mr. Dark T. But you definitely don't need these tips. I'll just name a couple of more facts, and I'll give you some bright sides to sort of line yourself up on. But just know these are truths. Know these are truths because you've seen them in your life, and it could happen to you. It could happen to anyone. But guys, there are good people everywhere. They're good in all corners on the earth. Problem is the earth is round. But hey, things will go up as long as we work on ourselves. You got to realize that working on yourself is a never-ending journey. And if you stop, guess where you're going? You're going right back down the hill. But if you keep going, we'll be at somewhere different. We'll be at somewhere different, quite easily, quite readily. It's just some people just don't have patience for it. And some people can't afford the patience. And I feel you. Like, I am so lucky to have parents that still support me. I'm not living in the house. They still support me, though, when I need it. Which is basically all the damn time. Bro, I'm running out of money doing this shit. Luckily, the actual cost for this game is pretty low at this point. The sub cost is fairly low for Dragon Quest X. So if you guys want to play this yourself, now specifically probably isn't a really good time to pick up the game, but I would definitely say try out the trial for free. Version 1 and 2, this entire version that I played before, and a little bit of this version right here is available for free. Not the part I'm playing now, so you're watching the spoilers if you haven't played the full version. But a lot of the stuff that I just played through is available for free, right? Anyways, going back to the annoying mansplaining topics about women. Look, I'm just going to say it. Women love men who cheat. They do. They do. They do. And the thing is, guys don't realize this because whenever we see a girl who's talking to some other guy, we may not even be with the girl. Maybe in the talking stage with the girl, and we see her talking to like one other guy, and we're immediately like, our stomach churns, and we're like, oh, I can't be in that. I can't be in the pussy no more. It's disgusting. Like, I'm even thinking about it now. I'm thinking about a girl I like, and I'm thinking about her talking to another guy at work, and I'm just like, ugh, it's so disgusting. It's so nasty. Because I generally don't like the people I work with right now, but that's fine. I don't need to like you. I don't. I don't. I can still vibe with anyone. There are parts of this game that I don't like. Do I still have fun playing them? I do, actually. I do. Because I know how to have fun in any situation. It doesn't matter the situation. The fun will be had. The fun will be had, and a lot of people don't like that. A lot of people don't like that I leave a lot of shit unsaid because it literally doesn't need to be said. Like, if I don't like you, you're gonna feel it. I don't need to tell you. If I'm gonna be me, I'm just gonna do it. I don't need to exemplify it, and oh my goodness, it's just like so. I feel like that's my main thing with people nowadays. It's such like a show don't tell culture. Like I'm showing you how good I am. Why aren't you believing me? Or I'm showing you how much of a not liar I am. I'm showing you that I do what I say, but I'm literally saying it and not doing it. But the thing is, you can reject that. A little bit of silence, a little bit of action. That's all you need. That's all you need. And then the women who love men who cheat, they can love that. You can be the cheating guy. But see, the thing is, you just gotta let them do their thing. What was funny, what was super funny back in the day, and you guys can try this too. This is my little tidbit on the women who love men who cheat. You can literally put a wedding ring on. No, guys, don't use this willy-nilly. But you can literally put a wedding ring on and just go out to the club and watch how many times, go out to a bar, watch how many times you get hit on. I don't know if this works recently, but when I was in LA, I didn't even know I was doing this, but I put a ring on because it was a cool ring. And I tell you, man, I got people walking up to me plenty of times that night. I didn't realize why. I'm like, I think a couple more people were looking at me tonight. I don't know why. Yeah, the wedding I had, the ring I had on looked like a wedding ring. I didn't realize it at the time, but yeah, it looked like a wedding ring. Which is very funny because I'm certainly not married, and I certainly wasn't at the time. I think I was like 21 or something. But yeah. You can get enough swag to get on a program. You can get more than one, man. It's the main thing. So don't worry about it. The real thing about cheating is being truthful. That's the real thing. A lot of guys just vehemently reject another girl when she comes along with them. But girls love that. Girls love when you have more than one of them. Because, that gives them more field testability. Women don't want what's good. They just want what other women want. This is literally it. Like, if you ever want to know, what do women want? What do girls want? Just look at what every other girl wants. Look at the hive mind. That's it. It's just statistics. And that's literally psyche. That's the general, like, because you think back in the day, back in the tribe, baby, women had to look at what other women were doing to survive. To secure their basically livelihood. Because all we could do was gather. All we could do was find the strongest guy. So they looked for what everybody else looked for. And yeah. So you can cheat, guys, but just don't lie about it. Just be truthful. Say, hey, I made a mistake. Ain't gonna happen again. I'll try my best. Whatever. Or be truthful about it before it even happens. Be like, hey, so this bitch wants to fuck. I ain't gonna stop. Like, be honest with yourself. Because we have the ability to shape our own relationship. That's the thing about guys. A lot of guys think they have no power in the relationship. I think it's the opposite. We hold the relationship, women hold the sex. Guys think we're in this just to fuck. And I vehemently against that because I think jorking it is way better than fucking. And that's just from my experience. Honestly, guys, like if I was doing any gotcha at all, and it was less than a 50% pull rate, I would say, I don't know, man. I'm not going with that. I'm not going, like, I did all this shit just to get this 10% pull, and it's a 50-50. Okay, I get it. But if it's less than 50-50 after that 10%, I'm like, no. And that's what it was for me. Because I like less than, that doesn't make sense, right? Like less than half the girls I slept with I had fun with. Like, how is that? That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. Like, that should never be a thing when sex is supposed to be this wonderful, magical thing. And so that's why I had to step out of the game. Because I'm like, my ratio is too bad right now. Either I'm fucking bad, or all these bitches are fucking bad, or maybe I just don't like sex. And I choose to believe the fact that I just don't like sex. That's what I'm choosing to believe, Maybe my dick too big, I fuck too well. I exasperate the girls too much because I'm too athletic. I don't know what the fuck it is. I don't know what the fuck it is. But nevertheless, now I'm here preaching my bullshit and just letting you guys know why the dark triad is bad for you. Now that I'm an old crotchety man who's out of the game. But it is true. It is true. Women want you to have the ability to attract other women. It's just the cold hard truth. Because if you don't have that ability, they can't brag to you about their girlfriends. I mean, like, that's really what girls want a girlfriend. Girls want a boyfriend for, or a girlfriend. But that's the whole thing about this whole world, man. It's not really for you, even having a girl. It's for everybody else. It's a status symbol. It's like marriage. And I'm like, why would I want this status symbol when it really isn't going to improve my life that much? It's not. In fact, it's going to make it less efficient because, jorking it for like 15 minutes a day, way quicker to get that nut than fucking for however long I want to fuck. Because it's not that short. I'll tell you that. Especially if I have someone I like. It ain't that short for me. So you just always got to tell the truth. Give the option to leave. Give yourself the option to leave. For thank God. Goodness gracious, guys. Because that abundance principle will get you a lot more ass. If you want ass, it'll get you a lot more peace. If you want that too, which is, I feel like, a more valuable currency. But it is what it is. They also love the capability of violence. That's the Machiavellianism. You know what I'm saying? The capability just to get in there and fuck some shit up. Everyone will fool you. Everyone will tell you they want you to fold to the world. And they want you to whimper down, and don't be attacking people, don't be angry at people. But powerful frames are noticed. You don't even have to attack people to have a powerful frame, but powerful frames are noticed. That's about the only thing people notice in life. And motherfuckers will notice a powerful frame and not even know what's going on. They'll be like, something has changed in the room. I don't know what's happening. Nobody's saying anything, and it's been too long, and I'm too afraid to ask. It'll legitimately be like that when people walk into the room. Motherfuckers won't even intellectualize it. But people will recognize a strong frame every time, baby. Every time. Every time. And because of that, you have to know yourself and know which frame you want to invest in. Which frame do you want to be strong? Because there are a lot of ways to have a strong frame, guys. One of the easiest ways is to just shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. Let the world do what it does to you, and serve your own reactions like a fine sardine plate, like a fine fish breakfast. You serve that silence, and let your actions speak louder than your words. A lot of people really fuck up on this too, or they go like the opposite direction and just like literally stop saying anything. I'm not saying don't talk, I'm just saying be concise, because everybody's time is valuable, including yours. So, work with a lot of people that like to say it, or spray it, and keep saying it again. And of course, communication is helpful, like I've been saying, guys, but there's a point where it's like your communication is draining people. Including me. I have to starve myself of people's presence sometimes, because it's like, damn, man. I like you can see the old place up there from the elevator too. Okay, we're gonna finish off this little quest at the theater, or the casino, excuse me. Oh, and then I'm gonna go ahead and head off, because I have to wee wee. I have to wee 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 wee. And yeah, I feel like I've recorded enough today. I'm chilling. I'm chilling. Next time we will get rid of Madrasgora, and he will Madrasgaya. Madrasgaya. Remember, guys, the Dark Triad is not here to betray us. It's not here for us to vehemently hate, because I think personally, hating anyone or anything and using them as a means to an end is how we destroy ourselves in the future, So don't hate the Dark Triad. Instead, use it to your advantage. Because we all are evil. We're all evil. I'm evil. You're evil. My mom's evil. Your grandma's evil. Jesus was probably evil. I don't know. He probably killed a baby or something. Who cares? Everyone on Earth has sins. Right? So use your sins to make money and get yourself out of the hole. And if you are already out of the hole, use your sins to teach someone else to get out of the hole. It's the only way to do it. Just little incremental steps, one day at a time. And I hope you learned something well about yourself, I hope you learned something well about our little 3 traits, little Machiavellism, little narcissism, a little psychopathy. Because I feel like to some certain extent, we all have them in ourselves a little bit. I know I definitely have all 3 of these. I don't know about you guys. I feel like anybody watching the channel is pretty leveled individual. Yeah? So, we can all agree that, we have that power to be that Casanova that we all want, that we all see in ourselves. So, really log in and just find out which part of yourself you want to hone in on. I did a couple episodes about personality changes, about dismantling yourself. There's always a chance to rebuild, And sometimes you may want a little bit more of the dark shit. You never know. But in case you want to be a villain, I will be here next time to teach you how to destroy Gotham. Yeah, baby. I'll catch you next time. Go fuck some bitches. Subscribe.